Chapter 1. Vanessa. When the truck pulled up to the house, I looked out the window to see Bones behind the wheel. He turned off the engine but kept his gaze forward, looking across the golden fields to the small hills beyond. His expansive shoulders looked too big for the truck, and he rubbed his fingers along his bottom lip as he thought to himself. I watched him, expecting him to express his happiness in a more overt way. A minute passed before he finally got out of the truck and headed to the front door. I got there first and opened the door before his hand reached the handle. I looked into his face, seeing his bright blue eyes and fair complexion. Hair sprinkled his jaw because he skipped a shave that morning. Just as he looked on the night I first met him, he seemed broken. There wasn't anger in his eyes, just defeat. I continued to stare into his face, trying to make sense of his response. My father had finally accepted the man I loved into our family, so there was no reason to be so moody. Bones was a naturally melancholy man, but this occasion deserved a smile. What is it? Without taking his eyes off me, he shut the door behind him. The door clicked into place, and then the silence of the house surrounded us everywhere. Only our breaths could be heard, along with our frantically beating hearts. Bones stared at me with the same brooding expression, like he didn't have an answer. None of this was making sense. What happened? He released a quiet sigh, his nostrils flaring in the process. He finally walked past me, making sure not to touch me as he went. He moved to the couch in the living room, then lowered himself, his arms resting on his knees. I didn't even get a kiss. Okay, you're scaring me. He brought his palms together and slightly rubbed them back and forth. He watched his movements, more interested in his subtle fidgeting than me. I sat beside him, feeling his heat the second I was this close to him. My father said he would accept you, but it seems like you've walked in here with completely different news. He finally spoke. Because I have. I was already afraid when I watched him sit in the truck for an extra minute. I was afraid when he didn't kiss me when he came home. But now I was scared for a whole new reason. Griffin? He turned his face my way, his bright eyes landing on mine. He's changed his mind, baby. My eyes widened a little farther, and my chest expanded.